Now, one, was it an absolute farce? Of course it was. I mean, look at this click. We click our fingers and there it is. So many people are saying, is that Floyd Mayweather actually holding up Logan Paul because he's knocked him out? But that wasn't the idea before we had the fight. Simon Miller, the bald a-hole here, wearing the greatest t-shirt ever. That's right, it's Pizza Wizard. And one day I hope to be the Pizza Wizard and bring you pizza no matter where you are and no matter where you want it. But it is Monday, the 7th of June, whatever the hell it is. And somehow we are now living in a world where Floyd Mayweather, arguably one of the greatest boxers of all time, has fought Logan Paul, a YouTuber. I mean, that is like me in 5 to 6 years, and if it does happen, my word, I'm going to be happy, even happier than if I was a Pizza Wizard, taking on Mike Tyson. I mean, that's a bit more of a stretch, but it just sounded so unfathomable. But after I did watch the fight, I had a few things to say about it, so I thought, screw it, I'm just going to do it on YouTube. Now, one, was it an absolute farce? Of course it was. I mean, look at this click. We click our fingers, and there it is. So many people are saying, is that Floyd Mayweather actually holding up Logan Paul because he's knocked him out? But that wasn't the idea before we had the fight, so basically we have worked this boxing match as if it was a pro wrestling fight. I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but when you watch it, it's kind of hard to argue that is not what is happening. And if you go look at the statistics for the shots thrown and the shots landed, I mean, it was exactly what it said on the tin. It was somebody that has had one amateur fight, or if you want to call it a professional fight against KSI, then going into an exhibition match with Floyd Mayweather, again, 50-0 and one of the greatest boxers ever, and not knowing what to do. Because how would he? If we want to tie it into the gym, it'd be the equivalent of someone is saying to you, let's call you Dave. Hey, Dave, how you doing? You're an awesome person. Dave being like, Dave, you've been going to the gym for 10 years. Doesn't really work because the gym isn't a competition unless it's a competition with yourself. But anyway, and saying, Brian is this brand new person who's only been to the gym once. I will give you $50 million if you can bench more than him. You're going to go, yeah, I'm absolutely going to bench more than him. Now, everyone then says, oh, it's ruining Mayweather's legacy. I never really buy into that. The man made $50 million. Find me a human being that wouldn't turn that down, and I will find you an absolute liar. But his legacy still exists. He's still 50-0. You know, he still had, well, I mean, did he fight Pacquiao at the right time? No, he didn't. That's a whole other conversation. But, you know, and if he fought Canelo now, what would happen? We're never going to be able to answer that. But still, he did what he did. He got through every single person that was put in front of him. And if you just want to relive those Floyd Mayweather days, they're not going to go anywhere. I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent, but people say this about WWE superstar, The Undertaker as well. They were like, oh, all these crappy matches, they've ruined his legacy. I just don't see it. Or Star Wars. There you go. There's a more mainstream one. Star Wars. Everybody hates the prequels, aside from a few individuals who seem to suggest they're better than the originals. They're absolutely not. But we still have the originals. And episodes 7, 8, and 9. Well, look, I'm going to say this. I'm going to move on quickly. I think they're as bad as everybody makes out. Anyway, that's not the point, because my major takeaway from this, and Logan Paul kind of hinted to it after the fact, is that what an incredible thing he has done. Now, do I personally like Logan Paul? No. Well, all the controversial things he's done in the past, I know that he has apologized for them, and actually, if you listen to his podcast, it does seem like he's grown as a person. And there should always be time and room and opportunity to forgive somebody if they do show that they've educated themselves, but I don't watch enough of his stuff to, you know, totally make that call at the moment. Please educate me in the comments. I would appreciate it. But taking all that aside and just looking at the guy for what he is, the fact that he was a YouTuber doing his vlogs, doing a lot of stupid stuff, admittedly, to now putting himself in a position where some of the most powerful sports people in the world have looked at him and gone, well, we can monetize this. Everybody's going to get a good payday. But also in terms of Logan Paul's status or publicity or fame or celebrity, whatever word we want to use, I mean, it just blows my absolute mind. And in terms of having a dream, having a focus, and ensuring that you can work yourself into that position, I genuinely think it's incredible. I truly do. And dare I say it, I actually think it's a little bit inspirational. So while he did get decked for 8 rounds, again, by one of the best professional fighters there has been, I don't really see how he's lost. And there's a rumor going around that he, in his deal, he earned $250,000 compared to Mayweather's whatever craziness it was. And he gets 10% of the pay-per-view sales. Now, there was all this rhetoric beforehand. Oh, it's not doing very well. Then apparently Showtime crashed yesterday. So I'm sure it's made a pretty damn amount of money. But I don't even think it's about the financial side. I'm sure from YouTube alone and all the other things he's got going on, Logan Paul has done more than all right for himself. Also, let's not start sniffing at $250,000. My word, I get it, right? The more money you have, all of a sudden these amounts don't feel as big, but it's still $250,000. And if it has done 1 million buys, I don't think it will be that much. And you make 10%, well, you can do the maths. But again, I think that's supplementary. I just think that's on top of everything else. Logan Paul is amazingly going through all these experiences, but when he is an 85-year-old, 90-year-old man, whatever he gets to, he's going to be able to look back on down and go, flub me, man, did I have a great existence? And just because you're successful on YouTube doesn't mean you're going to have the wherewithal to put yourself in those situations. This year, he has appeared at WrestleMania 37 and essentially been a special guest referee between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And he's fought Floyd Mayweather. Honestly, I look at it and it kind of makes me go, am I anywhere near what Logan Paul is? Of course I'm not. I'm not even a fly buzzing around his head. But do I want this channel to grow? Of course it do. Do I want to have similar experiences in my wildest dreams? Of course I do, because I'm ambitious kind of a guy.
Dr. Zayas.
It's one of the reasons why a few years ago I started professional wrestling, and oh my gosh, can you believe it? In a few weeks, I'm going to be able to get back to that, and you bet your ass we'll be documenting some of it on the channel. But I kind of looked at it like he looked at it, I assume, and went, well, one day I'm going to be 70, 80 years old if I am lucky. And I don't want to look back on my life with any regrets. Even if I get into professional wrestling and I absolutely suck, that's okay. That's all right. At least I can get my list out my pocket and go, you can't do that one, Miller, because you were crap at it, which is much better than being an old man in your recliner watching Hollyoaks, which is a really crappy UK TV show, which I'm never going to watch because I absolutely hate it, and thinking, what if, right? And those two words are the most terrifying words in the English language, what if, with a question mark on the end. You are far better, or you will be in a far better position, in my humble opinion, to say to yourself, well, that didn't go very well, but actually have the knowledge and the power to know that you didn't go very well with it because you tried it, as opposed to sitting there and saying, what if? You never want to say what if. What if is a horrible road to walk down. Right? It means you're just going to have regrets and you're just going to have questions, and you may even have some days when you're not very happy. And it goes down to the gym as well. It goes down to the fitness palace of life. Some people don't want to go because they're intimidated and they're scared, and we've done plenty of videos where we have talked about that. But just go and put yourself in that situation just once, and then you will have all the knowledge you need to actually make a call on it, as opposed to go what you heard or what you haven't heard, or rumors and speculation, because that is never going to work. So I'm actually super duper impressed with Logan Paul, and that's why I think he's the winner, as per the title of this video and the thumbnail. He's won. He's made a bucket load of cash. He's been in something that, even boxers who are toiling away could only dream of. And he's been able to put himself in this situation. I get all the sanctity of boxing and these journeyman fighters that don't get these kind of opportunities. I totally understand that. And it does suck. Of course it does. But it comes down to dollars, and it comes down to worth, and it comes down to publicity. And Logan Paul just has a bigger platform than those guys. And therefore, once again, the power brokers are going to move to put him in that position compared to somebody else because it means more. I'm going to tie into wrestling again because that's what I do. It's like when The Rock comes back for a WrestleMania, and you get many fans, again, rightfully so, going, well, this isn't fair on this person or that person because they've been working their ass off for an entire year. Let's call that wrestler Boxman, because I don't want to insult anybody. And even if Boxman has been doing it for 12 months and Boxman has something of a following, no matter what match you put him in WrestleMania, it's not going to have the same firepower as The Rock, because as soon as you get Dwayne Johnson in, not only do you get wrestling fans, but you get movie fans, you get fitness fans, you get Instagram fans, you get family fans, you get all of these people that may go, oh, well, I'll check out WrestleMania because The Rock is on it. And that's the same with Logan Paul. Like, if you get a random fighter called Steve who's got a record of 52-0, but nobody knows who Steve is, and you put him against Logan Paul, you put him against Floyd Mayweather, you don't get the same reaction, and you can only do that by shifting yourself into the position to begin with. And we could do a totally different video talking about how it's making boxing like a freak show. I personally mind it. I don't have to worry about that stuff. I'm just a stupid fan on the internet or in existence. I can just let it go. But totally, that's something that we need to have the conversation. But I do think Logan Paul skews so young when it comes to his audience that it may inspire some of them to start boxing. And if they get into the sport, it may help, right? It may keep the thing alive. But yeah, mostly, holy flub, man. Absolutely incredible. I tell you, if I am 5 years down the line and I'm in that kind of situation, I will feel so damn proud of myself. And I never feel proud of myself because pride comes before a fall. So I deliberately take any ego and I throw it into the ground, and I try and ensure that humility runs wild. I don't even know why, because I'm a weird and I'm a strange person. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, don't watch it. It's not worth it. It's essentially Floyd Mayweather boxing a broom. I mean, it's about the same thing. I mean, he carries him. And at the end, he says nice things. And I'm sure this was all planned, especially because I think the last thing Logan Paul said in the press conference or whatever it was, he was like, now I have to travel home and try and figure out whether Floyd Mayweather has essentially just toyed with me and could have killed me. To let you know, that's exactly what happens, because it's a nice way to pat Floyd Mayweather on the back and that man has just made a tremendous amount of money. And don't pretend you wouldn't do it as well. $50 million? Everybody wants $50 billion. Now, please do like the video, share the video, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I would love to know your thoughts on Mayweather versus Logan Paul. Did you watch it? Did you hate it? Do you think it's scum of the earth? All these opinions are fine. Click the bell ding ding so you know when other videos are going live. There's another video right there. Give it a click. Otherwise, brand new merchandise is coming soon to simon.bigcartel.com. Just sorting the last designs out as we speak. Add Simon316 on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you get the Power 13 cookbook. Link in the description below. Use the code Simon15. Healthy recipes. Keep your diet on track. Otherwise, what do? I can't even remember. Patreon.com/Simon316 if you want to support me financially. I'd appreciate it. But otherwise, have a great day. Have a great Monday. I'll see you throughout the week. Believe in the Pizza Wizard, and I'll see you on the next one.